Welcome back to another UFC tier list. Today we're doing star power. What makes a star? When you're thinking about a star, what do you think of? Do you think of the notorious Conor McGregor, big personality, big knockouts, big money? Do you think of someone a little more humble, like Charles Oliveira, who kind of goes in there and just gets the job done, but people just love him because he's a lovable guy? Or do you think about someone that comes from humble beginnings, such as Alex Pereira, the Fafela? We've compiled 10 of the greatest stars in the UFC. And if we missed a couple, come on, leave me alone. But drop it in the comments. What makes a person go from just a mid-ass fool to a big, rockin' sock'em? Sock'em. Turn him around, block him. Turn it around on them, then block him. Let's start with number one. In no particular order. Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira has been around for so long. You know, when you're around for that long and you're not a star, you go, what's going on? This guy needs to be cut. Now, of course, there's examples like Jim Miller, he's just around. But Charles Oliveira, he doesn't look old, and every time he fights, it seems like a fresh kind of, I don't want to say new fighter, but like it's someone that people love. They never get sick of him. I'm going to go B tier. Charles Oliveira's a great fighter. I love him. I would consider him probably my top 5 of my favorite fighters of all time, but his star power just never reached that like apex. And it never. He would just need to come back and he needs to go back on that title run, because he always kind of just loses to the bigger name at the time, and it's sad. Next, Ilia Topuria. Bop. You know what I'm talking about, and we'll get there later. Don't worry. Ilia Topuria. I don't want to say newcomer, you know, because he's one of those notorious guys now. I could see Bruce Buffer saying the one, the only. Ilia Topuria, bop. But he's a guy that comes in, he gets results. He ran through the division, or at least it felt like it. Left the division after defending the belt once, and then he won a belt in another division. I mean, what more can you ask for? And I don't think he's the one running from Islam. I think Islam's the one running from him. I'm going to go ahead and put him at A. I believe that I think he is building a hype that is well deserved. I think, regardless of how you feel about him, you probably like him. I think he's all right. Brandon Moreno. Brandon Moreno he's definitely a guy people like. There's a lot of him, Peso Pluma edits, stuff like that, where you go, man, I like that guy. And you know the name. If you know the UFC and you're well versed in it, then you know Brandon Moreno. Unfortunately, he never really got there. He was definitely a star, but he was never higher than Charles Oliveira. Israel Adesanya. Gosh, what can you say about the guy? Israel Adesanya is one of those guys where you could look and you'd follow one of the pathways up, and you go, oh my gosh, he was one of the biggest stars in the UFC. He could have been a GOAT. But around 2022, 2021, we went down the left side, which is the dark timeline. We started seeing some weird videos. We started seeing, and I'm not going to get on Israel Adesanya because I don't think he's a weird guy. But you see he starts hanging out with Zuckerberg. Okay, Volkanovski, you got to quit that out too. It's one of those things where you go, if you were a normal person and you were just like me, or like, another guy that I might hang out with, you wouldn't hang out with Zuckerberg. The funny videos, dude, yeah, that would be awesome. I think you're funny. I think you're a good guy. But you wouldn't be hanging out with Zuckerberg. So that just makes the videos weird. It just gives people more of something to dogpile on. And then Alex Pereira comes, loses the belt to Alex Pereira. That's a big blow up because at the time he was relatively untouchable. He was awesome. He was a great fighter. He is a great fighter. Now he's on a 4-3 fight loss streak. We truly did go down the bad timeline. But I'm going to put him at A. And I know some people are going to have some weird thoughts about this. Why is he at A? Why is, because there was a time where he was a cultural phenomenon. He was one of those guys who, like, what's your favorite fighter? And you go, Izzy. Now not so much, because it's not popular to like Izzy anymore. But there was a time where it really was. So that's why I got to put him at A. Alex Pereira. I mean, what can you say about the guy? Aura before he joined the UFC, aura the moment he joined, flew through the division, similar to an Ilya Taporia, came back on a guy that was talking shit shit. He was talking shit. Comes back, beats him, takes his belt. I mean, what can you say about the guy? And he's scary. I saw him today. He's huge. He's a humongous man. He's big, and I look over and I go, oh shit. And he's walking past me and he turns around. He looks at me and goes, yeah. He knows he has aura, you know? I hope he sees this video. I hope he comes back tomorrow and I hope he kicks my ass. That would be awesome. But yeah, S tier. I feel like, if my girlfriend knows, or my mom, or, my dad, who all don't really follow UFC except when it comes to me, if they know the name, or they know about the knockout power, number one, stop pocket watching. Stop watching UFC. That's my thing, Ma. You gotta get in line, okay? Bae, don't be watching that shit. They don't want you. They don't want you. I want you. Just stay away from them boys. They're bad. They're bad for you. You stay away from them. Owen, it's been a while since we did this. Throw in a picture of you right here. Has to be funny. And throw in a picture of Quicksilver. Nice. Good one. Throw in a picture of the cat. Another one. Another one. Okay. Throw in a picture of a motherfucker we hate. Be careful, they might subscribe. We got 4,000 subscribers, you better be careful with that one. Throw in a picture of a fighter you like and believe is, worth the hype and should be on this tier list. Okay. Put a color that describes how you feel right now. Gosh, you're doing a lot of editing right now, man. Sorry. Okay, fine. You can put a funny photo of me. Whoa. Dude, that was fucked up. Anyways, Merab. Merab is, people were saying he's untouchable. You cannot beat Merab. You can't beat Merab. That was a lie. Please, Owen, put in a picture of the Liver King. That was a reference. But Merab, he was untouchable. He is the best cardio in the UFC, hands down. He's one of those guys that loses, and that's okay, because he comes back and he puts on an entertaining fight. And he lost Petr Yan. Now, some people were arguing that Petr Yan, if he was in the correct conditioning in the first fight, would have beaten Merab. I don't know if that's true, but I think that Merab really hasn't been able to go against someone who has this strong striking. And I'm not just talking skillful, because Corey Sandhagen is a super skillful striker. Sean O'Malley, super skillful striker. But Petr Yan is basically, reskinned Merab, where you have his same build, so the striking actually means something. He's not as easy to take down, and he's strong. Like, he'll hurt you if he hits you. So, we wish for a speedy recovery. We wish to see him back. I also saw Merab today. I saw him running in my office. So, welcome back, Merab. I almost took him down, not gonna lie, bro. I almost did take him down. That would have been crazy. That would have gone far. I'm gonna do it next time. JK, that is a joke, Merab. If you see this, I'm not doing shit. You don't even notice me, bro. I'm a bystander. Merab, you never really were that hyped up. Superstar level, like, my mom definitely wouldn't know you. My girlfriend probably wouldn't know you unless I had to explain it. So you're going B tier, but you're pretty dope. I love you. Ronda Roundhouse Rousey. JK, that's not her nickname. She is awesome for women's sport. First woman to really, make women's martial arts a thing. Like it wouldn't exist without her. She was in the WWE. She, superstar. She's a superstar. You're going up. Khabib Nurmagomedov. Khabib was considered one of the GOATs at one point. Was it a deserved GOAT? Do we think he was a deserved GOAT? Now looking at the record, now looking at the fights. Bruh, that was only Pizza Steve. We talking, look at Islam. Look at anyone. He was a great grappler, but people have records that are way better than that now. I don't even think he's considered a GOAT anymore. So, I haven't even heard him in the GOAT conversation in probably 2 years. So, and even during the time, he was never really a superstar. He was just kind of known as a good fighter. So, the only D for today, pause, is going to have to be Khabib. And I know I'm going to get a lot of kickback for that. Come find me. I'll beat your ass. Dead ass. I'll fuck you up. Dead ass, come find me. Not at my house, though. You cannot pull up here. Do not pull up at my house. But just on the street, just DM me on Instagram and we'll run a fade. We're going to make it respectful. It's not going to be one of those things where it's you jump me. Like, we're going to make it respectful. We're going to go one-on-one. I'm going to make you put me on my tier list. And then I'm going to put yo dumbass on a fucking t-shirt, bro. Nah, it's going to be respectful 1v1, so just DM me and we'll get active. John Jones. He's a scary aura. He's known. He's a known fighter. Is he a superstar? No. John Jones ain't a superstar. Superstars, it takes something, you know? A personability that makes you a superstar. So was he an incredible fighter? Yes. Was he a superstar? I would beg to differ. Conor McGregor. Idiot Toro. Stand your base. Yeah, whatever. The OG superstar of the UFC. Compared to him, there is no one that's come close. People have tried to replicate it. It never works. The closest we've seen is probably Alex Pereira. I mean, and it's not even in the same, like, not saying their GOAT or like their hype status isn't the same. Conor McGregor is more of a casual, known fighter. Alex Pereira is like a fan-known superstar. But Conor McGregor was just a personality. He talked about visualizing what he saw, and he took it, and he became the first double champ, and blah, 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 and this and that. Obviously, he's going to have to go S tier. Come on, bruh. Honorable mention. We don't have him on the list, but we're going to throw a couple honorable mentions in. Demetrius Johnson. Wow. Personally, my favorite fighter of all time. I love him so much. I love One Championship. I think it's one of the greater promotions. And you know, it's just so fun. So fun. Such a fun guy. And he has such a good YouTube channel. Labubu. Throw up a picture of a Labubu. Known in the UFC community. Really good stuff. I want to see them get back in soon. Another honorable mention, Chuck Liddell. You know, I think Dana White talks about him like he's the guy that like made the company, saved the company. So he gets an honorable mention, even though the UFC was still so small at that point. Anyways, thank you guys. Watch again. Drop a like. DM me if you want to fade. You know, we're working hard. We're trying to get back into it. We're trying to make it back to Nebraska. Thank you guys. I'll see you later.